I got the pandemic blues. Now the pandemic blues. Well, it's my birthday, but there's got nothing to do.
I can think of something. Hey everybody, it's Vicki Barbalak, and welcome to Trailer Talk. This week, I wanted to talk about living the quarantine dream. Are you getting kind of blue sometimes being stuck inside? I know I have been. So I thought this week I wanted to share some ideas for cheering yourself up and finding cool things to do while you're stuck inside.
I gotta stay at home, I gotta say I got the pandemic blues. You know those pandemic blues.
So quarantine, house arrest, or in my case, trailer arrest. It's challenging, isn't it? I mean, for most of us, it's the loss of the contact with our loved ones. Like for me, my grandchildren, my daughters. It's just really hard. I mean, especially when there's a storm. Here in California, we can maybe see each other from 6 feet away, but it's storming here for weeks, and I can't even see him from 6 feet away. And I know I'm not alone. I know that you're all feeling the same way. It's really, really hard. Thank God we can reach out to them virtually, talk to them, FaceTime, all these things that are available to us now. Fantastic. Plus there's drinking. Yes, that's always good. It's 5 o'clock. I just poured this. Cheers, everybody. My friend Paul, he's an old friend of mine. He actually asked his doctor if it was okay for him to drink alone, because Paul loves his glass of red wine, and he lives in Topanga Canyon. He used to go out to a bar every night, have a lovely glass, and he asked the doctor, is it safe for me to drink alone? Is that okay? The doctor goes, yeah, Paul. So way to go, doctor. And for anyone that needed that reassurance, I just wanted you all to know that Paul's doctor said it's perfectly fine. Yeah. One thing that I noticed today about being home was it is important to get out of my jammies before noon. I notice that if I linger around in my robe past noon, I really start dragging, okay? I mean, I'm still wearing my pink fur slippers, but I think it's important for me to put my clothes on, put my face on, act as if, act the part, you know, pretend that I'm going out to the world to live again. So, and as soon as I get dressed and brush my teethies and put a little eye makeup on or whatever, I just feel so much better. Like spiritually, I'm moving, I'm making things happen. And I think that's something I've really noticed. I should set some kind of alarm. Put your panties on. Get dressed, Viggy. Because it really does make me feel better when I have my regular clothes on. So that's one thing that I'm going to try to do. Another thing is I've noticed is I was feeling like I have so many, you know, goals in this period of, you know, being home, that I have so many things I've been putting off, and I need to do all those things. And plus people are asking me to participate in their podcasts and things like that, which are really nice, but you know, it's just piling up. And I read in a really great book that I'll link you to, Life's Toolkit. It was about like when we take on too many projects, that our stress level gets really high because it'll be hard to complete all those projects, and then we're judging ourselves constantly. I'm not doing enough. I need to work harder, get this done, and then I found that I wasn't getting anything done. So I had to shrink the projects. I had to say no sometimes to some requests, and that's just what I've had to learn, because maybe it's just because we're all used to just going, that this new time of this might be the time we need to learn our lessons of, especially for me, I need to learn how to be quiet and to prioritize what I need to do what I need to do, and then have some just quiet time to reflect and recharge. There's also just so many cool things people are doing. You know, there's all people I know are learning a language. They're taking online cooking classes. and I love that. I thought I did something very culturally advanced. I started taping the Flintstones. You know, I wondered after 40 years, do they still translate? Yeah, they're still hilarious. I love it. There was an episode where Wilma gave away all of Fred's old clothes. I was watching that this morning, and it just cracked me. And then he noticed, and she said he'd never noticed, but he did notice. And Barney, ended up in Barney's car, and then Fred called the police, and they were going to arrest Barney for stealing Fred's stuff. And it reminded me of this time when I was married to my second husband, and I kept saying, clean out your cup, clean out your drawers, clean out your drawers. He never did. So I did it for him, and he had gone to Dartmouth, and he had played rugby, and there was all these rugby shirts with blood on them, just crammed into his drawer with all this crap. And I kept telling him if he didn't do it, I would do it. So I donated all his stuff to the San Diego Center for the Blind. And that was a funny experience because and they were the only people that would take our stuff. My girlfriend who lived next door and we called several charities, and they came up to our house and looked at our crap and said it wasn't worthy of their charity. But finally, the San Diego Center for the Blind said they would take our stuff, and they did. And then when they left, we lived on the bottom of a hill, and then when they drove away, the big sign said San Diego Center for the Blind, and they didn't shut the back doors. And while they were going up the hill, everything fell out of the truck. It was hilarious. Anyway, they got it all back in and drove away. But I think my ex-husband, about 3 days later, he came out. He goes, "Hey, what'd you do with all my rugby shirts?" I'm like, "Oh, those bloody old shirts? I donated them." He went, "What?" He just went nuts. He's like, "My rugby shirts from Dartmouth, you donated?" I go, "Yeah, I told you to clean out your cup. They're you don't even wear it. They're too small. They have blood." And he's like, "Where are they?" And I said, "They're at the San Diego Center for the Blind." And he called them up. He took the next day off work. He went over there, and he spent the whole day pouring through all their stuff until he found his shirts. I know it's wrong, but it was maybe the happiest day of my life. No wonder I go through husbands like matchsticks. Anyway, that Flintstones show reminded me of that. So that's my level of high culture. But for other people, you can tour the Louvre, which I wouldn't mind doing. But I think there is all these opportunities, and there's 5 national parks that give virtual tours that I just heard about, and I really want to do that. So that's really cool. The other really great thing for me is we live in this trailer park, and a lot of the people that live here are really like over 70, over 80, and they literally can't go outside. So it just would be unsafe. And so they sit by their windows and on their porches, and then when you walk through the trailer park, they all want to chat and say hi, and it's really fun. And yesterday I was walking, and Claudine, my neighbor from France, who's lovely, and I think she's in her 80s, she said, "Oh, Vicky, I'm out of wine." I'm like, "You're out of wine, Claudine?" She goes, "Yes, my son isn't coming till tomorrow night." And I'm like, "Oh my God, Claudine." And Lou and Jimmy and I, we had Jimmy the dog, we ran back up to our trailer, got her a bottle of wine, put it in a rag so we didn't touch it, and dropped it off at her porch. And by the time we got back to give her the wine, she had picked a few oranges from her tree and put them by her porch for us to pick up. So that was just super sweet. But you can't have a neighbor from France without wine. That's just wrong. These experiences that we can have really cheer us up when we reach out to others and share our love that way. So all in all, it is really sad and it's really difficult, but there are beautiful moments, and there is wine, and there is so many wonderful things that we can be grateful for. I'm especially grateful because Lou is home with me, and Jimmy, my dog, so I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful for all of you, and thanks you guys so much for all your messages, and I love everybody staying in touch on social media. So thanks for joining me today for Trailer Talk. I look forward to seeing you guys again. Stay well, wash your face, wear your mask, be as happy as possible, spread love.
I know what we can do, but I got the pandemic blues, man. Oh, you know that that's true.